Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I turned my disaster of a makeup collection and organized it into my new vanity. I usually have my makeup kind of spread out all over the kitchen table, and recently it got moved to the floor, so I decided to go by Dollar Tree and pick up a couple of things to go onto my new vanity. I picked up these little like clear stones. I got a set that is lighter blues and a set that's dark green and blues. I also got two of these desk organizers for my eyeshadow palettes. And then I noticed they also had some fun like wooden pieces at the Dollar Tree, so I got two of these. I thought that they were a great size. They're just a little bigger than the size of my hand. And I also got these two really pretty glass jars. And I really liked the design on these. And I also liked the fact that they could hold all of my makeup brushes. So here's the current state of my collection. I honestly really didn't have anywhere to put any of this stuff, so I kind of just laid it all out in different categories. So this is like my primers, foundations, concealers, and then over here I have powders, blushes, bronzers, these little tiny things I got from Benefit, setting powders, and then I also got all of my brushes that desperately needed to be cleaned, as well as my sponges and then my eyelashes. I also have all of my lip products out, and typically guys, all of these are in like different bags that I just stuff full, so it's hard for me to actually even see that I have everything. And I also got myself a new set of makeup brushes as well as my eyeshadow brushes. This is all of my eye stuff, from my eyeshadow primer, this one is just from Makeup Revolution, to my eyebrow pencils, to liquid shadows, mascaras, liners, the whole nine. And then I also have out all of my eyeshadow palettes, and I ended up actually purging some of these items that were a little bit older since some of my makeup had expired. But Charlie and I went to several different stores, and we ended up at Target, and I actually picked up this writing desk because it was pretty inexpensive and it was fine in terms of the color and the material, and I thought that it would just fit really well in our room. And it had this sliding drawer that I thought would be great for organizing all of my extra makeup that I wouldn't be able to sit in my organizers on top. So I absolutely loved the way this looked, and I could stick a chair under it and it worked perfectly. So I stuck the lighter colored glass beads in one jar, and this one I was going to use for my favorite face brushes. Now you guys saw I had a lot more brushes than this, but I wanted to put the ones that I use the most into this particular container, and it held all of my favorite ones perfectly. And then I used the darker colored stones in the other container, and I used 2 bags of this one, and I used that for my eyeshadow brushes. And the reason I used 2 bags was I felt like it gave it more stability, and I wanted to just kind of show off my Disney brushes here. I have 3 different sets. One is the Evil Queen, one is Corella, and then the one I just had in my hand is Ursula, and I got those from work and I am obsessed with them, and I'm a Disney girl, so I love them. And then here are those organizers, and like I said, I wanted to use them for my eyeshadow palettes, and I did purge them, believe it or not, but as you can see, I still had quite a few. So I had the Anastasia Glow Kit, my colorful BH palette, Take Me Back to Brazil, I love this palette, Makeup Revolution, another BH Cosmetics palette, this palette from Beauty Bakery, some Anastasia Beverly Hills, as well as the Morphe Jeffree Star collab palette. And I wanted to organize these based on like which ones were my super colorful palettes and then which ones would be my more like neutral toned palettes, just to kind of keep everything super organized and have them going from like biggest to smallest just in terms of size so that I could see everything. These organizers do have like a little bit of like a rise in them as they go into the different levels, but I wanted to be able to see everything. And then this Makeup Revolution palette I got about like a month or two ago, and I don't use it all that often. I do like some of the colors in it, but I decided to stick that in the drawer because I don't use it that often. Next, I was moving on to my face products, and I have a ton of face products, let me tell you. You guys saw all of the piles out there, and believe it or not, I actually did purge some of these products. I had some foundations that had expired, concealers, extra powders that I had really hit pan on, and I was just saving for like that outer rim that you always get left with, but I really didn't need them. And then I also threw out a couple of primers that I just couldn't get any more product out of them. But I organized these as well, and I decided to organize them by like what kind of product they were so I could see what all I really had. So I have my blushes, all of my different primers, and then I have my concealer and my color correctors that I like to use, all of my foundations and my foundation powders as well. And then I also have all of my setting powders and my powdered sunscreen from Tarte. I have my highlighters. I just have my ColourPop and my 2 from MAC, and then my one lonely little bronzer from Physicians Formula. And then here are all of my lipsticks back in their bag. Like I said, I keep everything in bags, and I also organize these just to see everything really clearly. Over here, I have my lip plumping products. These are from Buxom. I have the iconic Too Faced lip injection, and then over here I have my lip glosses, and I also have my lip stain as well. And then next to that I have my chapstick, and I actually ended up putting a couple of these into my work bag. And then I have my liquid lips as well over here. I've got some from Estee Lauder and some drugstore ones as well. And then I have just my regular good old-fashioned lipsticks next to that. So here's what I ended up keeping out on top of my vanity. I have my Buxom, my lip injection, my Avengers lip glosses, my Sunbum chapstick. I have this Estee Lauder liquid lip. It's in shade 104 Burnt Raisin. I absolutely love this color, and it does dry down matte for anyone that's curious. I have my MAC Modesty lipstick. This is a cream lipstick. And then I had to keep out my Pure sparkly lipstick. This is just in the shade Classic, and this is from the Barbie collaboration that Pure did. I have this NARS lipstick, and this is in mauve, and this is also a matte lipstick. This is a newer purchase for me, and I really like that one. And then my last one that I kept was Anastasia, and this is a matte lipstick, and it is in the shade Petal. You'll kind of notice I like all of like the same colors, but that's my go-to. And then this is all of my eyeshadows, eyeliners, both liquid and pencil, my mascaras, and my mascara primers. And so I separated those out just like I did with the other collections that I had into liners, liquid, and cream shadows. And then I also have my brow products. I have my classic Benefit brow products that I absolutely love, like the Precisely My Brow and the Gimme Brow. I have all my mascaras out here, all of my drugstore ones and my Prestige brand. Y'all know the Benefit Bag Out Bang is my favorite. And then I have my lash glue as well as all of my different primers. So for these, I decided to use this 3-tier organizer that I also picked up at Target. It just has some sliding drawers on it. I thought this would be perfect for organizing all of these products. So I put my mascaras in the top drawer. And then underneath that, I have my liners and my brow products. And then I have finally my liquid shadows, my cream shadows, and then my lash glue for my falsies. I also had this Anastasia holiday kit that I got that has the Modern Renaissance palette that I have yet to use, and I have been dying to actually use it. I forgot that I had this, you guys, because it was sitting in a bag and it wasn't easily accessible to me. So I also have the Soft Glam palette in here as well, and these are two super iconic palettes from ABH, and I just can't wait to finally be able to play and swatch it with those. So next I had to organize my setting sprays. I have two classic Urban Decay all-nighter sprays. I have a travel size MAC Fix Plus, this Stay spray from Tarte, this all-nighter Ultra Matte, it's the newest setting spray from Urban Decay. I have a travel size all-nighter spray as well that's almost empty, and then I also have the De-Slick, which is the classic spray from Urban Decay for oily skin. And so I decided to show you guys first my under storage that I have. These are going to be where all of my duplicates are, my partially open products that I don't reach for all that often, an extra pack of Ulta brand makeup remover wipes, my extra lip products that I just, again, don't reach for all that often, my extra setting sprays, I'm trying to keep everything as organized as possible, my extra chapsticks, and all of my extra eyeshadow palettes that, again, I don't necessarily reach for every single day, but I absolutely still love them, and they were still good. They hadn't expired yet, so they stayed in my collection. And I wanted to go ahead and show you guys some of my favorite drugstore brand products. And the first one is this Ulta Beauty Poreless Face Primer. And then y'all know I love my Makeup Revolution. I love this foundation from them. Those two are like a classic pairing for me. And then I recently got into wearing the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear foundation. This is a super lightweight foundation that's like a buildable, like to full coverage. And then I have my classic highlighter from ColourPop. This is from the Disney collection, but their highlighters in general are really, really good, and they're super affordable, and I absolutely love this one. It's got a beautiful, really light color, and it's not too white or anything, so it doesn't look too pale on me. And a new blush that I've been obsessing over is this Butter Blush from Physicians Formula. This is in Vintage Rouge, and I absolutely love this color. It has the same great formula as the Butter Bronzer, and it's just super smooth and velvety, and it's a very light pigment, but you can build on it to make it a little bit darker, but it's really great for that like no makeup look that I like to do sometimes. Another blush that you guys have seen me use before is this blush called Luminoso by Milani. I love this blush, and this one actually has almost like a little bit of a highlight in it, so I like it when it's like a throw and go type of day because it's almost like a highlight blush in one. Not quite as like blinding as my other highlighter is, but it's so pretty. And then my classic bronzer is always the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is the Sun Kiss Butter Bronzer. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. It lives up to the hype. It's inexpensive. And honestly, I have yet to really find a bronzer besides this one that I'm absolutely obsessed with, which is why it's the only bronzer in my collection. One of my new favorite drugstore concealers is the Makeup Revolution concealer. I fell out of love with it for a while because I could not find a shade light enough for me, but I finally found one, and it's C.5, and I love it. And then I also got into color correcting, and this is just the Ulta Beauty color corrector in green, and it helps with the redness that I have on my cheeks from my acne. So I love this guy. And then my newfound favorite, literally just started using this a couple weeks ago, is the Essence Mascara. It has taken me forever to jump on the bandwagon, but everybody comes in and buys this mascara, and finally I caved in and I bought it. I first bought this green one, which is one of our most popular, and you guys, I absolutely love it. I am so obsessed with it that I actually went back and I ended up buying this blue one, which is the same as the green. It's just a waterproof formula, and I absolutely love both of them. They have the same brush, and they do like that really great lengthening and lift of your lashes, and it just makes your lashes look super long, and I love it. And I also bought this purple one. It's the volume sculpting mascara, and I will actually pair this with either of the other two, the green or the blue, and it just gives your eyes just that extra vavoom, lift, curl, everything. And this does not flake, it doesn't get anywhere, and I am now obsessed with these drugstore mascaras, and they're so inexpensive. And the last thing that I got was their lash primer, because I usually use my pure lash primer, but because I'm running out of it, I needed to try a new one, and I just went in, got this Essence one. It has these superfoods in it, which is an extra conditioning treatments in it, and I think that this makes such a big difference no matter what mascara I'm using. My favorite lash glue is a drugstore lash glue, and it's this Duo Quick Set one. This literally dries, it says on the package it dries in 5 seconds, and it is just fantastic. One of my favorite liquid lips is this Infallible Macaroon liquid lip from L'Oreal. This stuff smells really, really good too. And they also have it in some nudes and some, it's called the chocolate formula. And the doe foot makes it super easy to apply to your lips as well. My favorite matte lip crayon, which is basically like a matte lipstick, is definitely the Ulta Beauty matte lip crayon. I love this one in Volcano. It's super pretty. You kind of notice I like the pink nude shades. And then one of my favorite lip glosses is kind of like a 2-in-1. It's from Milani, and it's called Keep It Full, and it's a lip plumping gloss. The reason why I had this more in like the lip gloss categories, I don't feel like it's as powerful as like my Buxom lip plumpers, but it's still really pretty. It works great as a gloss, or again, it's like a throw and go type thing. And my new favorite eyebrow product from the drugstore is from Wikilux, and it's the Unibrow Universal Brow Pencil. And this reminds me a lot of my Benefit Precisely My Brow, because it has the small spoolie on the end, and then it has the actual pencil on it. The Precisely is a bit more fine, but this one does an amazing job. One of my favorite eyeshadow palettes is from LA Girl. They have amazing, beautifully pigmented palettes. This is my newest one that I've gotten from them. I love it because it has 2 different color stories, and it has some shimmers in there like this first shade, but it also has some really pretty mattes as well, so you can create some fun little looks with this, and it gives you a lot of room for creativity, and they're nice and small, which I like as well. And I went ahead and swatched all of the shades for you guys just so you can see them, just how they look, and they blend really easy, and they look really, really nice on the skin. And I usually just layer these with the Makeup Revolution eyeshadow primer that I showed you guys earlier. But here is my vanity all set up, ready to go. You guys, I am so excited to have this vanity. I ended up adding a mirror behind the vanity, just obviously because I need a mirror. I don't want to have to use an eyeshadow palette anymore, which I love. And I added a second organizer that's gonna hold all of my powders, my bronzers, blushes, all of my face makeup really. And I divided that, and then I put my lips in a container. I've got my brush cleaner, I have my favorite setting sprays. I showed you guys earlier how I organized my mascaras, liners, and liquid shadows, all that fun stuff. And I also added on a couple of fragrances. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!